Borderline Justice Warbond is the cowboy meets Helldiver crossover we never knew we needed. Whether you're taking on bugs or bots, this Warbond, along with the recent buff to some weapons, brings insane new loadout possibilities. From Gunslinger style run and gun builds with the introduction of the Deadeye lever action rifle, to tweaking old favourites with the addition of the hover pack. Let's break down the best loadouts I've found so far, and as always, drop your own suggestions and setups in the comments below. First up, let's talk Terminids and how utterly cracked the new Lift 860 hover pack is when used correctly and combined with some of our favourite weapon combos. Now, the key is to always consider three primary use cases. Number one, are you being offensive? Number two, are you being defensive? Or number three, are you trying to gain a positional advantage over an objective, patrol, or bug breach? In terms of offensive play, we throw down and unleash hell, Cletus. The sustained elevated position lets you scan cross sections of the Terminid swarm, picking shots and placing stratagems much more effectively. Since you now have a better angle, you're no longer limited to shooting straight head-on into an advance. This is especially effective against patrols, breaches, and just general enemy waves. Defensively, this thing is an absolute lifesaver. Say you've just dropped your sentry but suddenly find yourself being overwhelmed by a tidal wave of hunter claws. Don't worry, the hover pack has got you covered. Boost into the air and take them down while temporarily keeping yourself out of harm's way. It's a clutch escape tool in all pinch situations, especially when pressing an advance or handling a bug breach. And if you're ever out of stamina and getting swarmed, the hover pack has got you covered. But where this gadget truly shines is when positioning for objectives. Standout example here is the destroy egg missions. You can gain an excellent vantage point, stay out of harm's way, and rain the pain onto objectives with your arsenal. Hover from rock to rock for better angles, or stay on the edges of nests to attack both offensively and defensively. If you love jetpacks, you will love this. This works superbly with the Eruptor, which can not only pop multiple eggs with its AoE attack, but also close bug holes. This has quickly become one of my favourite primary weapon choices since its recent buff. Insane against spewers and impalers. Just fire into concentrations of spewers and watch them pop into an acidic mess instantly. For impalers, aim above their weak spot on the face, and you can drop them in just 2 shots. The Eruptor also one-shots alpha commanders, a crazy ability for a primary weapon. It can even handle charger weak spots with 2 well-placed shots. Absolutely incredible. And pairing this with the buffed Stalwart is a no-brainer. Switch it to maximum RPM and throw down a Gatling sentry and let it rip for devastating results. Now, there's a cheeky bit of tech that lets you negate that annoying downtime between the Eruptor shots. Take a shot quickly, switch to another weapon, then back again, and you'll be able to fire much faster because you've effectively animation cancelled the reload. Once you get into a rhythm with this, your DPS will skyrocket. The Arc Thrower also pairs insanely well with the Eruptor. You basically become a Tesla tower personified, hovering above the battlefield, zapping bugs at will. In terms of the secondary choices, as cool as the Talon is, I can't switch off the Automaton right now. The hover pack makes landing those juicy Bile Titan snipes with the pocket nuke even more satisfying, with the added bonus that you can now stare directly into their eyes as you administer their timely demise. And in terms of the stratagem picks, there's nothing crazy here, folks. We're going to stick with the usual 500 kg and or orbital precision strike to handle Bile Titans or large advances, and you can also run the Gatling sentry or the auto cannon sentry for better chaff or heavy enemy clearing. Now, this hover pack completely changes how we see the battlefield, offering an entirely new perspective. Look how epic and cinematic this game looks from an elevated angle. Games are getting so much more demanding for our rigs. That's why I'm excited to be partnering with Apex Gaming PCs. If you're thinking about upgrading your setup, Apex Gaming PCs has got you covered. Whether you need a high-powered rig for massively demanding games like Monster Hunter Wilds, or you just want things to run buttery smooth, they've got pre-built and custom systems that can handle it all. Plus, there's some solid discounts going on right now, so if you've even been considering an upgrade, now is a great time to check them out. And don't forget to use code FaZe at checkout for a 5% discount. Moving on to the automatons, and this is where I feel the weapon and armor passives truly shine in this Warbond. Those of you that are familiar with the channel know I've always favored Gunslinger styles of play, so I'm delighted with the Deadeye rifle and how well it pairs with the mighty railgun. If you're comfortable hitting Devastators, Striders and Berserkers in their weak spots, the Deadeye can 1 to 2 shot any of these mechanical nightmares with ease, and when you start getting overwhelmed, switch to the Railgun for even more one-shot carnage, not only on Devastators, but also on Hulks. The best cycle I find is empty the Deadeye, switch to the Railgun, and just repeat this process, and once you get some breathing space, reload the Deadeye. The only thing I would say about this weapon that I'm not enjoying is the reload speed and the reload time. Really sucks. It creates the ultimate rapid-fire single-shot rifle power fantasy when you get this right, and in terms of the armor passives, this allows us to somewhat negate the problem I just mentioned with the reload speed. You can power this up with the Siege Ready armor passive for even more value from the Deadeye rifle. But if you want to lean even harder into this playstyle, try pairing this with the Talon, the new pistol, the Senator, or the Verdict, using the Gunslinger passive on the new armor, which grants 40% increased reload speed, 50% increased holster and draw speed, and 70% recoil reduction. That last one, folks, is so noticeable. It lets you basically hip fire these pistols very rapidly and very accurately. In terms of the stratagem picks, again, we're going to keep this simple with the 500 kg and a sentry of your choice. I usually take the autocannon sentry or the anti-tank emplacement, just because now that we've got those ridiculous convoys walking around, it's amazing to have this amount of firepower. And because this is an incredibly ammo-hungry build, other than the Railgun, we're also going to be picking up the supply pack for our other blue stratagem because it feeds us ammo and we need to be firing as much as possible. Now, with this setup, you will be laughing all the way to your next bottle of moonshine. It's also extremely effective against gunships. Taking on multiple gunship factories and or gunship patrols with this setup can lead to mouth-watering results. I've also been using this combination on stream, and folks, I'm really struggling to put this down. The only thing that remotely comes close for me at the moment is the recoilless, but for very different reasons, and I just enjoy the swashbuckling and rapid playstyle. Powered by the supply backpack, you are pretty much an infinite source of incredibly high damage output, and once you get into a rhythm of using this in unsafe mode, your teammates will be blown away at just how insanely effective you are at clearing out Devastators, Berserkers, and all those horrendously scary threats. My first impressions of this Warbond are largely positive, and I can certainly see places in loadouts for all the new additions. It very much feels like the hover pack will only really be effective for Terminids in comparison to automatons and Illuminate, but I can't say this 100% because the true case is, folks, I've only had limited time with the Warbond, so I haven't been able to test everything thoroughly. With that in mind, what are your first impressions of this Warbond? I do feel like the pistol is a little bit lackluster compared to what I was hoping for, and I do still feel that the ultimatum just shines so much compared to everything else. Check out this next video. It's got you covered. Take care of yourselves, keep having fun, come check out a stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.